strong brother. There's no one else above you. You know that I'm here for you. Talking about strong brother, black brother. There's no one else above you, and you know that. Angie Stone is here for you forever. Talking about black brother, oh, strong brother. There's no one else who loves you. Shout out to Angie Stone. You know, she's the only soul singer that I know in history has actually, I guess, produced and performed a song with us actually in mind. Y'all shout out to Angie Stone. Appreciate you, wherever you are. I know I've said this before, but I really appreciate it. When the song was out, I don't think we showed her that much appreciation. So, Angie Stone, we love you. I love you. I know I do. If y'all see Angie Stone, tell her Rico and Dallas loves her and appreciates her for that song that she did specifically for us. Now, there's songs, you know, we knew because they were soul singers, they were talking about us, or we had just assumed, like Aretha Franklin. Baby, 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 I love you. Ain't no doubt about it, baby, I love you. And Gladys Knight, you're the best thing that ever happened to me. And Shaka Khan, whoa, sweet thing, I'll love you anyway, even if I cannot stay. Love you all my life, or something like that. Yeah, but Shaka Khan, they always loved us. India Reed, brown skin, you know I love your brown skin. So we know they were talking about us, but Angie Stone actually said it. Black brothers, strong brothers. She named us in all kinds. Wall Street brothers, Kona brothers, educated brothers, street brothers. So thank you, Angie Stone. And if you're a black male, if you happen to see Angie Stone in a restaurant, in the airport, at Walmart, just start singing that song and tell her we love you too. Angie Stone is all right for that song. She's also the godmother of neo soul music too. Shout out to the godmother of neo soul music. I came on this morning, and go ahead, continue to sip on, drink your cup of coffee. This is morning cup of coffee with Rico. And this time I decided I'm going to talk to you before I go running, because last time I went running, I had all that white stuff on my mouth. You know, you running hard and forgot to bring your water. That kind of dryness shows up, so my friend Kimmy said I look like Pookie from New Jack City. I'll tell you, some people, huh? But anyway. So I decided to just go ahead and give my thoughts on what I think about Tashina Arnold's tweet that caused a firestorm. And I'm going to start off by saying, don't y'all know I've always said, I've been ignorant, but I've never been stupid in my life. Ever. I've been ignorant. Ignorant, you can know something you don't know much about, you just, or, you know, you learn better than you do better. But stupid, that's something else. So Tashina Arnold used her platform as a legendary actress. And I wish more actors, singers, professional athletes that's black would come out and say stuff. But Tashina Arnold, y'all know her best from Little Shop of Horrors when she first started off, and then her iconic role as Pam on Martin. Y'all know who Tashina Arnold is. Now she's on the Neighborhood with Cedric the Entertainer comes on, I think, on CBS. I don't know if it's Monday nights or Sunday, I don't know, but it comes on. Just Google it. But anything she's in, I like. Oh, she's also on One-on-One. She played Flex's ex-wife, One-on-One, yeah. And she still looks the same, still looks beautiful. That lady's over 50. It looks beautiful. Now, that's an example of black don't crack. Because obviously in her youth, she didn't smoke crack. But or weed, and if she did, she recovered really well. So Tashina Arnold had the audacity to pose a question to black women. See, people, I don't know if y'all read the question, because the responses, a lot of the responses were so deflective. They were like, had nothing to do with her question. See, when you ask someone a direct question and they choose other topics as their answer, she hit on something. And African American women or black women in this country have been made these faux powerful group, this faux powerful group full of arrogance, Napoleonic narcissism. Oh, it's ridiculous. You can't say nothing to them or about them. Well, that's what some people believe. But y'all know I say what I want to say. Because I wasn't born in 2000. I wasn't born in 95. I was born in 69. Where men were men. I was raised in the 70s and the 80s where men were men and women were women. But after 95, the foolishness, I mean, the stuff was already there, but the clamp down came. Y'all please forgive me for walking out of this damn wind. I hope y'all still can hear me. Let me know if y'all can still hear me. But this April showers, May flower shit is overrated. I'm over it. You don't know if it's gonna be chilly in the morning, if it's gonna be rainy during the day. It's a really sucky April so far. Come on, May. Damn. And it's wind. God damn it. I should be on a boat with a sail. But anyway, this is better than snow and ice. Let me not get distracted by it. I think that y'all might be distracted by the wind. So please don't be. I'll try to speak clearly into the microphone. Okay, so she dared to pose that kind of question. And let me repeat the question, because the way people are answering had nothing to do with the question that she posed. She said, I think, what can we as black women do to stop aiding in the emasculation of black men? All right, see, I heard what she asked, and guess what? The haters heard what she asked too. And so therefore they twist the whole question around. They purposely put it on another topic. I think it's more homophobia. I think it's not our job to protect black men. And what this little chick on Comedy Hype, Vanessa Fraction. Well, we just came out of Women's Month. She didn't say Black Women's Month. She just said Women's Month. And I didn't know it was our job to protect black men. And we got so many things to do. I like to see that feminist rhetoric. That's why a lot of the sisters are barely at 30% ever get married. Not just to black men, to anybody. They're right there. So I'm going to explain a lot to y'all. If you got a minute, hold on a minute. I'm going to get to it. Because this wind is blowing stuff. And anybody who has allergies, I feel badly for you, because the wind is blowing all kinds of crap out of the trees. So I know y'all sneezing from here to New York, from New York to Alabama. Y'all sneezing y'all asses off. I'm sorry. But anyway, they had those weird responses. Nobody asked black women to protect. Nobody. So that's right there was emasculating. That kind of response. Then you had these beta male dudes. Well, I ain't never been emasculated. I'd stand up for myself, become an individual. The woman asked a very direct question. Let me tell you what pissed them off. Y'all ready for this? She said, how can we as black women stop in the aiding? You know what aiding means? Helping. Being a part of the problem. Like aiding and abetting a robbery. You driving a getaway car as they're in the bank putting pistols in people's faces. Or you could be the one holding the gun on everybody laying on the floor while the person go in the back and make the bank teller get all the money out the vault. Aiding and abetting. She said, how can we as black women stop aiding? The woman said it, and so they heard it. And we're going to play these games like she's talking about something else. It had nothing to do with no damn trans. Had nothing to do with no homophobia. Had nothing to do with any of that. She asked black women a direct question. You sell out. You sell out. How? What can we do to stop in the aiding of the emasculation of black men? Ain't nobody heard that but me. I know I wasn't the only one who heard that. Guess who heard it? The people who responded to her question opposite of what she asked. And black men, we have to pay attention. All up their Twitter line. You know, they have people who say, I understand you, sister, thank you, sister, and all that. But these folks who were trying to tear her down, listen, pay attention. A lot of you black dudes that say, you know, you dating these black women, y'all don't even know that y'all sleeping with the enemy. A lot of sisters in your lives, your mothers, your grandma, your aunties, and your daughters, they feel the same way as these people who was yelling. I think that's a homophobic. I didn't know black women were responsible for protecting black men. The men, you know. And then on Comedy Hype, you had, no, he hits and misses. What's the old guy comic on there? Not Stupid Pierre, but the other guy on there, Capone. Well, you know, I just think, no, people should have the right to date who they want to date. People can look, what the hell, Capone? That didn't have nothing to do with that. I'm telling you, nobody likes direct questions. And she actually said, well, we've always known that black women help in the emasculation of black men. Let me give y'all some examples. But first, let me say this. Black men, a lot of you are aiding in the emasculation of black men, too. You know how you do it? Are y'all ready? When you, let's say to these entertainers, when you volunteer, maybe y'all under the Hollywood contract to do it. When you volunteer to take on roles, when you playing like the little dude that playing the husband who gets bossed around by his wife, or gets punked out by the woman in his life on the TV show, movies, or whatever, you would stop volunteering not to be a man, just to get a paycheck. See, images are real, but people don't like to talk about it. They try to, how deep images are. If images were not important, they wouldn't have no such thing as billboards or commercials. They would pay $1.2 million for a 30-second spot during the Super Bowl if images were not important. They would not make sure that when they put black men on TV, most of the time they look and sound like Don Lemon. Does CNN ever hire any black men who are not gay, who are not effeminate? I think also since the last the last masculine man that CNN ever hired was T.J. Holmes. And that was the last, when they got rid of him, well, luckily he found a good job, or found him another job at Good Morning America. But CNN absolutely refuses to hire masculine men. All of them are gay. Even the guest stars on there are gay. Gay dudes talking trash about racism. Then go home to get their butt broken by a white boyfriend or a white husband. Get out of here. So anyway, that's the one way black men aid in the emasculation of their own group. Number two, when you take on these TV roles and movie roles, where you getting your cheeks toe up, black men, all these black male actors playing these gay roles, getting your cheeks toe up by black men, by white men. What's wrong with y'all dudes? What kind of world have we moved into? What kind of Negroes are you? And then you want to put everything under the damn umbrella, under the guise of art. It's artistic. Now it's bullshit. Not no damn art. You just a buster. You're a closeted buster. They use your art to come out of the closet, punk. And then you want to get on Twitter when they start getting on your ass. Black actors who get on TV, who get in the movies and get your cheeks toe up by another man in the movies, or anything. Now you want to go up there and put a picture of your wife and your children. No, you know who's got, one who got the problem in that photo? The wife. Ma'am. But I guess you can marry who you want to, and I guess if you can play it off, we can play it off, right, ma'am? Your husband in a blockbuster movie, your husband in these little B movies or Netflix movies getting his cheeks toe up. Or he tongue kissing a dude, but he's married to you and y'all with y'all 3 kids. Get out of here with that bullshit. Again, let me tell y'all again. I was born in '69. I was a little kid in the 70s. I was a teenager in the 80s, and I turned 21 years old in 1990. So, as Archie Bunker used to say on the little theme show, when men were men, and when girls were girls, and men were men. And I still believe boys wear blue, women wear pink. That's the kind of black dude I am. That's the kind of black man I am. That's the kind of man I am. I don't cross these lines. I don't play these games. You know, guys, you don't help. Or you get on there, you play the gay friend. Or you get on there, you play the trans dude and all this kind of shit. So that's how y'all aid in it. You just like, it's almost as if you just take anything, do anything for money. Or you play the black thug that gets smacked up and beat up by the white cop all day long. I don't like none of that shit. But that's what a lot of you black dudes do in Hollywood. Y'all go and volunteer to be bitches just to get a paycheck. And then when someone looks at you based on an image that you portrayed, all of a sudden, you know, it's just a movie. No, it's not just a movie. Movies and commercials, everything, they're intentional. They're intentional. That's why they hold what's called really deep auditions. So they make sure they get the right person for it. You know how they put the image out of interracial dating, even though it's barely 3% of the population is actually doing it, but they put it on commercials and TV shows and movies so much that y'all think it's widespread all over the world, all over America. I mean, bigger than what it is, but it's not. It's called images. You put it out there long enough, people begin to believe that it's actually bigger than what it is. Like they want to say gay black men. The numbers aren't that large. It's just in Atlanta. So, let's go now. Aiding and abetting. Tashina Arnold asks, what can we do to stop aiding? Well, you got a lot of black women in Hollywood. Lena Waithe. Y'all know y'all like to watch that bullshit called The Chi. Well, that's a lesbian stud that directs all that kind of crap. And she directs other stuff with black men. They're either thugs or they got feelings for another man. And one guy, she even fired a black man, allegedly, reportedly, for not wanting to do a love scene or play the lover to a trans dude. So he lost his job because he wouldn't bite that apple. Shout out to Kwame Brown. You know, and then you have these other female directors and producers that always have a role where black men are being bent over some desk or bent over a chair or got their legs in the air, want somebody to eat their groceries. This is insane. But then, you know, they don't believe that they're aiding in the emasculation of black men. When black women decide to have a child, have a son without a father, that's aiding in the emasculation of black boys. Because if he raised up just around you, your sister, and your mama, he's going to turn out like Magic Johnson's son a lot of times. Yeah, I said it. He's going to be Dwayne Wade's little boy. Y'all seen the new pictures on that, right? So the thing is, it's up to you. And so that's all she asks. Because for women to come out and deny like they're not participating in the emasculation of black men, it's atrocious. It's so disingenuous. They do it every day. They always tell them, you know, putting these clothes on these boys. Ooh, that's cute. When they walk around and see these young men sagging every day. You don't hear no women complaining about it. Just be women over 40. But the young women that matter, they don't have a problem with it because they give those dudes babies. They got these little pants sagging dudes knowing it's a plantation thing. They don't have nothing to say about it because all the little pants sagging dudes that got pants under their ass, they got at least on average at least two baby mothers. So yeah, almost like our women promote homosexuality, promote effeminate men in our society. It's interesting. It's the weirdest thing. And so I always ask, well, what are these people's belief systems? Because I know all those women who Tashina Arnold asked that question swear for cheese and crackers that Jesus Christ was their Lord and Savior. But they're the main ones that came at her for asking a very good question. What can we do? Let me tell y'all what y'all can do, sisters. Y'all can stand up before the world and complain about how black men are constantly attacked. if you love us. See, if you love black men, you want to come out here that wrong. You would have understood exactly what she was saying, but you purposely tried to sway the narrative into something about homophobia, black male insecurity, and all that kind of foolishness. I'm so sick of this shit. Because you don't like your own black sons. So it's amazing. Most of the women who responded, I know they got cheering. If they black, they got cheering. And I know they have sons. But for them to come at her like that, these women be talking on these platforms as if they don't have a son in the world. They got sons, nephews, fathers, but they talk so ugly against black men. I said, well, damn. I know some of y'all said that, well, your mama black. You got a black mother. That's your black daughter. But y'all never tell these women, don't you got a black son? Don't you got a black brother? Don't you have a black father? No one ever tells these little angry feminist fools this. And wonder why. And I'm talking about black women as a whole don't ever check these bitches. Ever. But every time a black male says something that's believed to be disparaging about black women, he hates his mother. He's got mama issues. He hates black women. Girl, you know, he down low. I mean, you got all of it. Everything comes out. So what do you call those women who attacked Tashina Arnold? Who posed a simple question, what can we do? And none of them gave any answers of what they can do because they have no interest in it. Because black American women, for the most part, have been bought off. They've sold their soul for just a couple of pieces of silver. And now they're walking around here with no man. And men, I mean, you should hear the complaints about men don't even walk up to beautiful women anymore. Yes, they do. They'll walk up to your ugly ass. Men do approach beautiful women. That is the most... I never heard a pretty woman say that. If it said it was 1 or 2 out of 10,000, pretty women don't say, you know, I'm so beautiful that men are intimidated by me. Men be all over you. You just don't know how to pick one. So I don't listen to none of that. That's stupid. But I will give him something. I will give you this. There's some guys that were damn, she probably got a man and all that. So it's attractive when she's pretty. But I guess they're saying, no, just try it. All of us don't have no boyfriend. And guess what? Fellas is right. A lot of these pretty women got problems. But for the most part, the ones who doing that outward complaining and public complaining, they be average chicks. Talking about men don't stop for pretty women. I got a whole crew of friends. All us pretty. Now, you know damn well. Now, you got big arms your damn self, so I know your friends ain't cute. Your body, you got a fluffy body your damn self. Talking about me and all my girls is cute. Well, how come nobody wants to talk to them? You must not be smiling. You must not be friendly. But what can we do as black women to stop aiding, stop helping in the emasculation of black men? The same way y'all stand up and talk about, well, we as women. See, I've never known a group that doesn't stand up to fight for their men. Black women are a very unique group. You can say whatever you want to say about black men, but if a sister, even if she's a feminist bitch, he probably don't even know it. But if a brother is talking smart or talking loud to a black woman anywhere, 4 black dudes come out and know, oh, bro, don't do it like that, man. But these feminist chicks, black women on average, they ain't got to be feminists. They don't come to the rescue of no black dude. They want us to come to the rescue to them. That ain't how it works. Show me that you love me by putting your hands up. All you black women that's got on these boards, all you black women that's on these TV shows, they giving y'all book deals. I'm telling you, giving you. Because that's to spite us. Because no other group accepts the ideology that you can have a society without masculine men, but black women. Not all, but you men. And those of you who don't believe that, how come y'all don't stand up against those sisters? How come y'all don't? How come more of you didn't make videos protecting and saying she asked a valid question? What can we do? It's not a hard question. How about you, the same platform that you use to talk about who's oppressing black women and patriarchy, an oppressive man. That's the same platform that they give you. You know how the white folks give y'all a platform to talk bad about us? If you want to see if this white, liberal white society likes you, start speaking up in protection of black boys and black men and see how y'all start losing all your platforms. Y'all want to talk about who's being used. Black women are the most used and manipulated group in this country. Even in Hollywood, y'all don't stand up for black men. But every time we get a dime, y'all want 6 cents of it. That's not how that works. It's scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. If you want me to holler, I love black women all day long, why don't y'all ever yell at the Oscars, at the NAACP Image Awards, at the BET Awards, at the Emmys? You never yell, I love black men. Never. You don't ever hear no black woman say that on any public platform, ever. But then you gonna get some little dude stand up at the BET Awards and say, black women are powerful. Black women, I love black women. And then within 6 months, he divorces his black woman for a white girl. What's that fucking name from Grey's Anatomy? That stupid shit, all that pandering. Y'all get people to pander to you because you're selfish and you're egotistical and you're narcissistic. All this damn projection. Every time a dude doesn't agree with you, all of a sudden he's narcissistic. Even got black chicks in the ghetto using the word narcissistic. And none of you have ever Googled the word. None of you have ever seen a diagnostic statistical manual of mental health. None of you. Volume 4 or 5. But you want to slang around the word narcissistic. No, you are, sister. You are bought off. You are Satan's soldier. You bought off. Walk around here with your head up in the air with no ring on your finger. Walk around here with a bunch of kids but no man. What fucking power is that? And holler yourself all Christian and in love with Jesus Christ and do the most satanic, the most sinful, the most devilish thing that any woman can ever do. And you don't stand up for black men in your platforms. You don't when you don't speak out against criminal justice reform as it relates to how it's incarcerating black men at a disproportionate rate. Don't worry about what we doing, because we got that. We taking care of ourselves, and we taking care of you too. You don't speak against none of the systems that attack and claw down on black men every day. You wait till a black man is murdered by the cops, then you want to come out. Because the news is out there, then you can get a job on CNN and call yourself a social activist. Get out of here. Tashina Arnold asked you a direct question and you failed the goddamn test. Failed. What you did was you proved to the world that y'all don't give a shit about black men. But then you want to sit around and call yourself, we some divestors. Nobody looking for y'all, gone divest. Nobody cares. Because one thing about it, when God created black women, they weren't created first in America. You're just the transplants or the leftovers, the residue. Now, they were first created in Africa. In one of them 54 countries, you got plenty of them. Then you got Latin America. So y'all American sisters, I'm telling you, you're playing out and you're playing yourselves. So that's what I got from that response from Tashina Arnold. From the responses from Tashina Arnold. They proved just how much they can't stand black boys and black men. They care more about LGBT than actual men. And then you had homosexuals responding. Who asked you? You're already emasculated. You get bent over a desk. You get on your knees to please. No one asked you to respond, LGBT member dude. We talking about actual black men, black boys. Dr. Amos Wilson speaks about this. Dr. Naeem Akbar, Dr. Jawanza Kunjufu, Michael Porter says, what their plan is to kill them before they grow. The emasculation. Dr. Tommy J. Curry speaks about this. Dr. T. Hassan Johnson speaks about this. Dr. Ronald Neal, the brother, what's called the Green Gorilla, the G with the PhD. These are the brothers on YouTube. Dennis Sperling speaks about the emasculation of black men. Look at all these scholars speaking about it. But we don't have enough. Now it's time to get the boots on the ground, the activists on the ground. Because guys, like Dr. John Henry Clark said about the black race, but I'm gonna make it specific to black men. We have no friends. Even our sisters are not our friends. Because you know why? We said, Rico, not all. But I'm going to go even further and say damn near all. Because the ones who are acting a fool, the ones who don't think the way they do, y'all don't come out publicly and denounce them. You don't come out publicly and denounce them. You send your black boys in these weird ass schools and you wonder why your son is so goofy. You celebrate being single mothers. You purposely become single mothers because you don't want a man to have any control in the household. And you think it's all right to yell and cuss out your boyfriend in public and he's not supposed to hit you or at least put you back in check. But then you sicko, you'll say out loud, I want a man who can control me. I want a man to put me in my place. You know, who wants to deal with that bipolar disorder? Wade, good morning, brother. Good morning. Man, this shit is stupid. So Tashina Arnold asked a very good question. It's the weirdest thing. The answers, I had to come over here because I saw the responses. I'm like, wow, really? This sister asked y'all black women, what can y'all do to stop helping in the emasculation of black men? And y'all went off and brought up other stuff that had nothing to do with her question. And that should let you know. And I'm not trying to be a divisive force in this thing. I just want black men to recognize, you know, we try to preach black love, and no one likes black love or promotes black love more than I do. I don't want no kids by no other. I'm 53, but I still can, you know, speed up some things. You hear me? That's why I won't date anyone, not things, but anyone other than a black woman. But if I date a black woman, I need her to be, you know, if I date outside my race, but that's not going to happen. But I've seen some spicy Latinas that can get it, but they'll be like older. They won't be younger because I don't want to have any non-black children. I want to do my part. If I'm going to produce children, I want to produce it for our race. I don't want no mix, no Blasian, no Blaxican. I don't want none of those. I want whole black children. Now, if she happens to be Latina, she's going to be one of those actual African, the one the same skin color as I got, the same skin tone. I'm not going to get no Jennifer Lopez bitch pregnant. Now, he's not going to have no confusion. He's going to know he's black. She's going to know she's black. So that's just me. I know a lot of you have already done that, and that's cool. It is what it is. I'm just telling you about me. This is how serious I am about our race. You know. Rico, you ain't married none of them. You ain't married no sister. I haven't made a baby mama out of one either. How about that? So, and that's my contribution. You know, so that's how I roll. But yeah, y'all go back and go look at some of those responses. Maybe I missed something. But Tashina Arnold asked the question. So anyway, let's try to see if I left out anything as relates to the whole deal, because I was just kind of frustrated by the responses, and I'm also frustrated by black men not understanding the reality that we live in. We're gonna have to arm up and build a fence around our own group as men. Because, and also if y'all can tweet Tashina Arnold, tell her thank you for using her platform. I already tweeted her and told her thank you for posing that question. And if we can get other sisters who are currently working, who are currently popular, to pose the same question, you know, what can we do? And when y'all have these women's marches, do y'all say, we need to go back and protect our men, get our sons? No, you don't, sisters, you don't. All y'all worry about every time y'all have a gathering is all about y'all. All about you. And it's the weirdest thing. It's just like that saying that says, like husband and wife, what's hers is hers and what's yours is hers kind of shit. Y'all want to be these strong, fierce, powerful, black girls rocks, independent beings, but then y'all still want my money and my protection. And then y'all speak out against the evil patriarchy and toxic masculinity. So toxic masculinity must mean straight men. That has to be there because y'all promote homosexuality more than any group. You know, you say, well, what about the white men that dress up in women's clothes and all that? Well, that group, they have enough diversity, enough balance where We see the little white dudes, don't bother us, but we can't afford that because we've always been put in that situation to look crazy. Always. We can't afford that. To be playing around with that image. I know a lot of black dudes have got in Hollywood and made a living off of being the Muddeers and Big Mama's house and Sinead's and all this kind of stuff, Wanda's and all of that. It is still an image. Yeah, we all laughed. But I want to see more responses from the women. And I want to see more responses from black men. Now, what can we do to stop the aiding? And what I can tell you, what you can do is, if you got pregnant by a decent guy, and he got a son, let him be the father to that little boy. Because what I don't understand is how so many women got such a problem with patriarchy, and y'all got such a problem with black men. Who your daughter supposed to marry? Y'all talk so crazy about black men. Why you got black sons? Who does that except for an insane asshole? Who does that? Just because you picked the wrong penis. Not only did you pick the wrong penis, but you decided to let that wrong penis hit you raw without a wedding ring. Yeah, you believe in Lord Savior Jesus Christ in my ass. I've always been told, not always, but I remember when I was told once or twice, Rico, you more Christian than the so-called Christians. Even though I ain't been to church since I was 12 years old. I don't go to nobody's church. I don't believe in none of that foolishness. But there's some parts of it that I do understand, I recognize. I recognize the natural order of things. It's supposed to be the masculine and the feminine. The man is the masculine, the woman is the feminine. What has happened is black women accepted two deals. They accepted the call from the white feminists in the 1960s. And number two, in 1965, 66, they accepted, wait a minute. Yeah, 65, 66, they accepted the feminist call. No, it was during the height of the civil rights movement when they started moving away. They used to walk hand in hand with their man in the marches. Then as the 60s moved on, they let their black man's hands go and started holding hands with white women. Then Lyndon Baines Johnson came around and told them, look, I got another deal for you sisters. My white woman had told you y'all been oppressed by y'all man. Yeah, that toxic masculinity is kicked in. So I got a deal for you. You accept these food stamps. You accept these little piddly welfare checks. You get this Section 8 housing, and you make sure that he ain't nowhere around. I'm going to take care of you. And guess what? They did that. And then this government went on and upped the ante, said, look, we're going to create grants just for y'all to go to school, to get into corporate America. We're going to pave the way. We ain't going to bother y'all, but we're going to keep bearing down on them boys of yours. We're going to keep bearing down on those men of yours. If y'all don't say nothing, y'all make yourself a separate entity, we're going to empower y'all. But they didn't tell them 40 years later they'd be standing around here licking coochie. Standing around here talking about, where all the good men at? See, made a fool of, and guess what? Black men are still striving. Y'all can go on and be feminists and lesbians and studs, but black men are still being men. And guess what? We're recruiting other brothers like, you know what? Don't stop being a man because she stopped being a woman. But that's what this is all about. Tashina Arnold posed the question, come on somebody. What can we as black women do to stop aiding? Helping. The word aid means like as in aiding and abetting. What can we do? Because she admits that black women play a large part, a nice integral part in the emasculation of black men and black boys. Y'all go to any Walmart and the Family Dollar, you see these little boys right here with these old angry, yelling, disrespectful, ghetto-ass black mamas, yelling at them, cussing at them, talking crazy to them. That's emasculating. You slapping your son in the face, and you're getting rewarded by these white liberals and white homosexuals. Let me give y'all a prime example of that. Do y'all remember when Freddie Gray was, I think it was in New Jersey or New York, Freddie Gray was put in the back of a police wagon, but he was beaten up and he didn't make it to the police station. He died. I think he was a little drug dealer, but they was having a big protest. And this tall teenage black boy, he was probably like 16, He had his mask on, throwing rocks and whatever he was doing out there. He was standing up like, man, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of police killing us. Now, it was a young black man in training. But this overweight, hair-hatted, blonde weave wearing, single mother, about 4 or 5 kids, she came out there. All of the world was watching. All the TV cameras and everything was out there, right? Hold on a second. And this broad comes out there and notices, I guess she noticed, yes, she knew her child. She comes out there and grabs him by the shirt and the collar. He had his mask on. What are you doing? Starts smacking him on the head. What you hiding your face for? Snatches his mask off, exposed this boy's face to the world. And start, now she about 5'2", the boy about 5'10", talking much taller than her, but she's smacking him and pushing him, and he was under that matriarchal control, like, I can't hit this bitch back, I can't hit this bitch. So he let her push him, and he pushed her, and she smacked him around his face and smacked him around his head. As I looked at that thing, my eyes turned red. I was blowing smoke out of my nose. My ears were exploding. I wanted to jump through there and choke that fat hoe. As she disrespected this dude, and he had to walk up from her. She ran after him to hit him. You want to do this? You want to do that? Just showed her ass before the world. And he walked off. You know, now it's a grown boy. This boy about 16, 17 years old. And then she comes out there and acts a plumb monkey. I did a video on that and it went viral. Called her what an angry animal, what a violent animal, what a dog she was. And I didn't know, I got like 100 responses sent to my Facebook Insta mail calling me all kinds of names. And guess what? That disrespectful, hair-hatted, fat dog, angry, violent bitch, was paraded all over white liberal media. Good Morning America, all of the shows to show to the world how she emasculated her black son all over the world just so she can get some attention. Whoopi Goldberg said, you did the right thing. I would have tore his hide up. You saved his life. Joy Behar, you saved his life. White men telling her, ain't none of them got no black sons. You did the right thing. Now, had there been a black father smacking around a black girl, you think those black chicks and white women would have thought that was cool? Even though he was trying to save her life to keep her away from that protest? Black men, black boys, pay attention. You think had there been a white father smacking around a white boy or a white girl, you think they would have thought that was okay? But black females, they are the weakest link in our race. I keep telling y'all that. Because the white men don't fear women. White men competition know it's other men. And the black man, they start when they're children, make sure that they beat out and they train out the God in the black boy. And they do it through the surrogate called his black mother. Because just like on the plantation, if y'all read the damn books, I would have to sound like I'm such a teacher. They talked about it in the slave narratives. How? In order for Dr. Joy Leary wrote this book called Post-Traumatic Slave Syndrome. She talks about it. How the mother in her mind, to protect the black male, she would emasculate him in front of the master or the overseer. Because he would come around there like, hey, whoa, Rico getting tall around there. That boy kind of strong too. She'd say, oh no, master. Yeah, he tall, but he's dumb. He too stupid to do anything. He don't even do this. He can't lift nothing. Oh, master, that's why he have to stay here with me, master. He ain't good for nothing. And she would do that. Just like it do the same thing with the daughters. But it came to get the sons, because so in her mind, she's protecting him from being sold off. Here we are 200 years later. Black women still do the same emasculating. Dr. Joy Leary broke down in a scenario. A white boy and a black boy. Black mother, white mother sitting at a assembly. And the white mother was getting complimented how well her son was doing. And he said, wow, your son is doing a good job in the assembly. He said, oh yes, he's doing a great job. He practiced really hard and he's really gotten good at it. Now, the black mother gets compliment on her black son. wow, your son really knows his lines. He's really good at what he's doing up there in that assembly. And guess what the black mother says? You see, it's that training we just can't snap out of. She says, yeah, but he don't clean his room up. Yeah, but I can't get him to do nothing around the house. Y'all see the difference? And that is some training that black women still have today. Your son. But I'm finna go to another one. I'm not done yet. They say, what can they do to stop aiding the emasculation of black men? You got the so-called first black president, biracial. How you gonna be black with a white mama? But let's go on for the sake of my story here. Every chance Michelle Obama got, she said something disparaging about Barack Obama. He's the president of the world, the first black president, and she always had to be seen and heard. You never know any other first lady in history. I was listening to a brother last night and it made sense, that stood beside the president. Every time you look around, she had to be seen and heard. And so I remember she was on Jay Leno or something. She said two things. I'm gonna give you two examples of how terrible this woman was, how she often emasculated her husband, let us know who ran that marriage. She was on Jay Leno or something, and he was talking about Barack. She said, yeah. He said, well, he's the president. He's great. And she said, yeah, but Barack, he'll leave his socks around the house. He won't pick up his socks anywhere. Are you kidding me? You hard-faced heifer. You gonna say that about the president of the world that everyone adores and thinks he's the best thing since sliced bread? And then you gonna put that out about the president? Who asked you? See, sisters can't close their mouths. They don't know when to. Cam Newton, I hear you, brother. They don't know when to. Be quiet. Sit down somewhere. Shut your mouth. Mother got mad at Cam. He told the truth. Yeah, you a boss bitch, but you ain't feminine. You don't know how to close your mouth. He told the truth. Now she married to the most powerful man in the world. She got shaved for this brother. Bye, brother. What's another thing this heifer said? She was doing, it's on YouTube. She was doing an interview with CBS this morning. They were talking about her and her life and mentioned then President Barack Obama. She said, yeah, but I feel like a single mother. But wait a minute. How you the wife of the president of the world? Are you going to try to identify with single mothers? Y'all, come on, man. All the evidence is out there. It's out there for you to go look. Don't make it seem like I'm the one who knows these things. All we have to do is open up a book or log on to YouTube. You'll see it. So anyway, Tashina Arnold, thank you for that question. It was a very valid question. Dwayne, if you still on, call me after I hang up on this live, okay, bro? I'm finna get off in less than 30 seconds. She asked a great question, but nobody wanted that question. It wasn't that they weren't ready for it, they didn't want to hear it, because these narcissistic, Napoleonic assholes called modern day women, they didn't want to hear that. Well, I say black men stay strong. We need to stick together. Only be nice to women who are nice to you. If they ain't smiling at you, walk past that heifer. Because if you've gone to school, you've gotten yourself in shape, your bank account is healthy, your mental health is good, and you walking and you dressed up and look really nice in the environment that you're in, and you're not on anybody's criminal justice roll, and you walk up in a spot full of black women and don't none of them smile at you, keep walking through them hoes and go to a group of women who smiles at you. Yeah, I said it. Because it's time out for us being under this matriarchal matrix, this spell of the Leviathan. It's called black matriarchy, this gynocracy that's gotten so many black males killed and feeling low self-esteem and feeling like they're not worthy. As soon as they leave the neighborhood, everybody else can't keep their hands off of them. Yeah, I said it. And I don't even push interracial or out of the country relationship, but what I do push is happiness for black men. I am a black male advocate. And I'm cool with everybody else who's cool with black dudes. Yes, we got our issues and we'll continue to deal with it, but I will not stand by and watch decent and great black men be handled by bitches that's less than them. You hear me? So y'all enjoy the rest of your day. Tashina Arnold, thank you again, sweetheart, with your little fine self. Peace.